And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust. If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast and things get ugly and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them. And if you're voting affirmatively, gleefully for this, people might, may not feel so confident in you anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, I think you're kind of missing the point of what people are upset about. They're afraid. And autocracy and fascism are things that are legitimate to be afraid of. So you may want to step back.
Unfortunately, there are some people that just can't get over the fact that Donald Trump was reelected. They just can't get over the fact that there were some people, some black men, that decided to vote for Donald Trump. That there were black men that voted in the interest of their community, that voted to straighten things out in the community, that voted to stop the downward spiral, the trajectory into the abyss that the black community was heading towards. There are a number of these femo-Nazi black women that are upset with black people, upset with America, upset, period, that Donald Trump was reelected. And they're throwing out all these terms of fascism and autocracy, talking about Donald Trump is going to push for an autocratic society. Where were these same people 3 or 4 years ago when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the governors and the CDC and all these medical professionals were pushing for an autocratic society, telling you what you could and could not do with your body? People losing their jobs because they decided not to get that experimental shot. What were these same people? They were quiet because they were in bed with the regime at that time. These people are selling what we call wolf tickets. These false accusations, these things to scare people. This fear-mongering that's being pushed in the society today. And it's being pushed by, unfortunately, these upset, single, feminist black women. So there's this meme floating around showing black women sitting on top of a building, sipping their coffee, watching the city burn. The implication is that black women have done all they could to save America. 92% of them voted for Kamala Harris, and they're tired, and they're not going to do anything else. They're going to watch it all burn. But the funny thing about it is, there's no men on that rooftop. There's no men there. That is indicative of what has happened in black culture. See, I'm flipping this thing around. They're making this meme to say, we're going to watch it all burn because y'all elected Donald Trump and the whole country is going to go haywire. I'm flipping it. This is what has happened when you radical black women partnered with the government, when you radical black women decided to marry the government, marry the Democratic Party, and allow them to kick out black men, allow them to shape how the community would be led, allow them to put you in positions, allow the matriarchy to become the dominant culture in society. That is indicative of most black communities. They are burning. They are being destroyed. They are dystopian wastelands because the biblical order has not been followed. So that is what that image means to me. This is the black community for the last 60 some odd years. What this shows right here. The community has been burning because the biblical order has not been followed. But the problem about this is, it's not just this particular meme here. You have people like Joy Reid. She has become so unhinged since the reelection of Donald Trump. She is spewing all kind of hate, all kind of division because her political candidate of choice did not win. She's pushing for division in the black community, and especially division amongst family members during the holiday season.
These are the people who say the undocumented, who they get to call illegal immigrants, like the Pilgrims had permission to come here, have to suffer the consequences of their actions, right? They made the choice to overstay their visas or come into our country illegally. So if they get deported, consequences. But you right-wingers shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes. You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair. I'm coughing on you with COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone. You got your heart's desire, the president you dreamed of, and worship instead of Jesus. And this time, you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police officers or issue death threats to poll workers. See? You did it just by voting this time. Congrats. You got your way. And he even got away with breaking the law. Yay. But if you expect the 73 million who voted for the prosecutor, not the felon, and particularly the 92% of black women who voted for Kamala to give you a cookie for your vote, a trophy, a hug, a high five, you might be asking too much. If we want to eat with you, we will. But if we just want some peace over the holidays and we don't want to put up with your trolling while we eat our tofurkey, get over it. Stop acting like we owe you. And for God's sakes, stop whining. It's embarrassing. Our Thanksgiving. Our choice.
And see, it's people like Joy Reid that keep up the division. That's why I call them race hustlers. That's why I talk about that triumvirate in the black community. How you have the civic organizations, the Greek organizations, the church plant pastors, and you have the athletes and entertainers, and you have the academia and the media and the political class. Joy Reid fits in that media class. They all conspire to keep black people in bondage. They all conspire to keep black people in a permanent state of victimhood. That is their sole purpose. She is a part of the black bougie elite. She is only there selling this stuff to you to keep you aggravated, to keep you angry, because she profits off of that. She profits off of your anger, and especially off the anger of these jaded feminist black women that want to burn everything down and watch everything burn because they don't want to get in line with the biblical order. They don't want to subscribe to what will benefit the black community the most, the nuclear family. So they will vote for somebody that wants to unalive black children. They want to vote for somebody that wants to push an agenda that leads to less reproduction. They want to push for somebody that wants to allow boys to compete with girls. They want to vote for somebody that wants to push for an agenda that leads to further destruction in the very community they claim to support and encourage and lift up. Make that make sense. So they want to have people separated, and people are so crazy because they don't have a relationship with God. They don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ. So therefore they substitute politics for a relationship with God. And so when you vote according to biblical values, when you decide to walk the path of righteousness, these people who see politics as their idol, the God of politics, the God of the Democratic Party, when you choose to vote separately than that, they get upset with you and they choose to distance themselves from you. Well, go ahead, go your way, because I will stand on the word of God regardless, because as Jesus said, he came to bring a sword. He did, to separate a father from a daughter, a mother from a son. So I don't care what you do. I will stand on biblical truth. And when you wake up and the blindness and the scales come from your eyes, I'll be right here to accept you. And so will a lot of other people, because we will stand on biblical truth to turn things around in America. Because people are tired of being a victim. Joy Reid, you are a victim pusher. You push victimization. People are tired of that because we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness.